looks like. I didn't do the best polishing, but it's pretty good. It's almost mirror. The surface could have been prepped a little better before the polishing. I will concede that. It needed a little more sanding. That's fine. It'll work. All the updated stuff. It's so shiny it looks black. I don't know. It could be. I don't know why. Why is this not showing up on camera? They look good. They do. I don't know how. Why is this not shining? It's like I need to put a light. Let's put a light in there. It's smooth. I can't. Camera sucks. I want to get into that. Show what's going on. We got on this side. Oh, look at them. Look at them shiny pistons. I polished them up too. We're gonna look to the other two now. We're gonna do those. Ported and polished, people. This is the best polishing. No. It looks up pretty good. Pretty shiny. I know you can't see it. Maybe. Okay, I unnecessarily polished the pistons. I can't tell you why. They look nice though, shiny. Not quite mirror, but they're you know, it's what I could do, because I'm not going to grind down pistons, you know. I gave a little bit of sanding on that button piece, but I didn't do too much around that outer ring part, or in those little cutouts. You know, put the polish in it. That's where the polish. Probably have to wipe a little bit of it off still. It does that. Polished though, dadgummit. Look at that. All that wear right there. I can't see it. Let's see if I can focus on it. Anyway, the metal's eating away here. Good. Dug out a little chunk here. What if I put the light on? Help it up. That doesn't do anything. Until we get real close in there, I didn't get that very back part. Not too well. A little bit. But the main part I got was these intake ports. And the short. The short is the area that goes right here. That's on the bottom part that gets to the valve. Has been grinded down. So there's a little bit more air that goes into these. And then all around this ring here has been polished really good. It's not polished inside of here. Like when you get way in there, it is ported, but it's not polished. And somebody was saying, oh, you don't want it polished because the injectors will, when it shoots fuel, you want the air to be weird, whatever. You want turbulence in your air, so you don't want it polished right at the valves. Whatever. But that's what we did. There's other problems. Things broke everywhere. don't even know how this got over here. It originally went over here. Somehow got all over here. Yeah, there's obviously some of these pieces. I saw right before I started this recording, one of the little plastic pieces fell down into the oil pan here. So, while the head looks pretty right now, the real reason we came into fixing this engine, look at that, it's like wedged behind it, was this timing chain problem. Oh no. Guessing that's from when the tensioner broke. There's our ported and polished head. It's so shiny. Those parts, they're so shiny. Okay, they're not that ported and polished. They're more just sanded and polished. And I still could use some more polishing actually. They're not bad. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. I'm happy with them. Anyway, that's all that matters, right? We didn't get the, those are more just sanded too. We didn't really do a whole lot here. We're not going to put a header on it. We just did what we did. Anyway, we did what we did because the tensioner was going. There's a piece of it there, but let me show you where I found it. You notice one of these bolts are shorter? It's because it broke off. I don't understand why. I just took them out. Also, this pan says made in China. Was this the original pan? Somebody already changed this pan once? Nobody knows. We're into it because of a timing chain tensioner breaking. And we thought we had damaged valves, so I pulled the head and we ported and polished the head while we had it off. Put all new valves in. But what I wanted to show you. The reason I took this off is because I knew that I dropped one of the tensioner bolts in here, you know. But what I wasn't also realizing was how much pieces of tensioner were still in here. Look, there's a piece underneath, right there. So it's, you know, worthwhile to take this off and get all this stuff out, because if you block your oil pickup, your engine's not going to last very long after that, all that hard work you did. So you want to make sure there's nothing that's going to, I know this piece, okay, we're going that way with it. There it is. Anyway, that's going out. Sounds metal. Maybe if I wasn't holding the camera. There was much more actually. Pieces of tensioner. If you want to see lots of tensioner pieces. It was crazy. There's another piece. Almost got it. There's another piece. Almost got it. There's the bolt. Look at the side of the bolt. Isn't that crazy? It had been making that noise for a while. Oh, I got it. Look at the side. That don't look good. Oh man. This is one nightmare after another. I keep discovering things. Obviously this person, I don't know what happened. I thought maybe they didn't change their oil or something. The thing ain't got but 90,000 miles on it. What the hell? And it's a 2011, so it should have had the updated tensioner in it. I don't understand why the It had the chain rattle issue that a lot of the 2.2s had. But it had all the updated stuff. God. Anyway, that was my tarp falling over and a heavy weight almost hit me in the head. So anyway, now I gotta pull this stupid oil pan off, and that looks fun because half of it's attached to the transmission and everything else. And then you have to get around this cross member. Show you the trick I did for the oil pan. If you see here, I used a bigger board than I did. Okay, but it used to come along, and I'm just kind of hooked here and hooked over there. It works. And what I did was, see all that clearance I got. That's what I was trying to show you. And we still have yet to do any of this other stuff. You can see where it's still, wow, look at that bolt. Oh man, look at this. I don't know what to make of that. I think that's important, but it's been chewed away by the chain. Everything's just been kind of a little bit of damage here and there, but nothing catastrophic except for what we're going to replace, I think. I'm going to replace this chain as well. I really just want to fix what was broken and make it where that doesn't break again. You know, if this engine will go another 100,000 miles or so without any problems, great. And it'll do somebody some good. But yeah, that's, you know, how I got the space I needed to get the oil pan out. And that's enough. That works, believe it or not. And I left the dipstick for a good bit of time till I got it to where it would wiggle out of there. You know, but it'll all come out. It will come out. It'll finagle its way out. Make sure you check the corners. Those corner bolts will hide on you. Look at this. That was inside. But there's more. There's more in there. It all came from. I pulled out some more pieces too. That was also underneath these two things. This is metal. I don't even know, man. I'm so glad I took this out. So yeah, people. This might have been from a prior job. I don't know. I had no idea there was going to be so many pieces in here, though. Look at all that. Look at this. It's insane. So definitely take off your old pan, people. Do it. Do it right. Jeepers creepers. Alright. All these little pieces. Not the little pieces of dirt, but the little plastic pieces you see. These little ones. There are tons of them mixed in with the dirt, because that's a plastic piece. You can't tell. Not that. That. Can we zoom on that? That's a plastic piece. Oh, there we go. So, see, there's lots of tiny plastic pieces. Now, these mostly came out of the screen. I'll show you some. They get trapped in there, so you really need to make sure you get in there good. They just kept coming out and kept coming out, and I thought I would never end. Also on these, they seem to be keyed to go on one way, so I guess we're going to change these two. So we got those. Got other things here. We'll be putting those on and cleaning that up. I think this damage is superficial. We're going to leave that on there. Just change that gasket, clean this up. Here we go. Alright. That's it.
Alright, let it back down. You can't really see very well, but let me tell you something here about this back corner. You may have to, I don't know if you see it too well, but it comes really close where it's shiny right here. And you might have to give it a little tappy with the hammer because it doesn't want to clear that corner and clear the stud. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the stud. So you give it a little tap in this general direction. And the oil pan will snap into place. But other than that, you shouldn't have to like force it or get your spooge all over the place. And it should be able to, you know, you should be able to finagle it into place without making a mess. You know. And yeah, I still gotta stick the dipstick tube back in it. Look here. There you go. Notice here, I put a rag here because you don't want to take that back off because you dropped a bolt in there. So yeah, but yeah, we had to. You have to lift it a little bit to get that bolt out, get that oil pan out. You know, since took our come along out, we had it hooked across this board here, and in here. Over here, if you're wondering about the straw, these are great for just say like you see some of this here. I'll show you. So yeah, it might take a few times there. I gotta clean that up now. But that and a few really long Q-tips, and you get those cleaned out with some cleaner. But we're gonna clean those bolt holes out before we put this head back on it, because we're gonna change that guide and all that. We're gonna do. There's a good bit to go here. We're gonna put a water pump in too. All right. All right. Now, this is probably one of the most important tips I can give you during this. While you have the head off and you're going to be doing a chain, the first thing you're going to want to do is this water pump, because it comes on and runs off the inner chain, balancer chain, which runs the water pump and different things. But anyway, we're going to want to fix that. So the reason we want to do that first is because it's going to mess up the balancer chain, and we're going to put one of those on anyway. So the first thing you can do is do this first. In order to do this right, you know, try to scrape things all over the place and tear up stuff. If you want to do it right, take this off first. Now, the reason we take this off first is because this long tube here, you see, and this does not go past the cover. And there's another plate on the back of this pump that you're going to transfer onto the new pump. See, I'll show you the new pump. There you go. Make me show you this stuff. This is the new pump. And it's got a metal impeller, which my understanding is better than the plastic ones. I don't know. So, but yeah, this actually sandwiches in that. See? No, it doesn't go like that. It goes like that. Right? Something like that. Let's see, that plate's gonna come off. But yeah, oh, yeah, here's the other thing I was gonna show you. Okay, to get you a gear wrench, 19mm, Yeah, mine's so wore out that it just flops around. You know, it's hard because I'm one-handed holding a camera, or a phone rather. Alright, but see, gearing fits in there really nicely. The reason you're doing that is because behind it is a 10mm that you can't get to without taking the stupid thing off. You want to clean all this up too. And put some new thread lock on it, or tape, liquid thread, tape, whatever. That's the good stuff. The liquid seal. But you want it just for the water seal. It's copper, but yeah, clean it up. And you can use tape on it, thread tape. Use something on it. Anyway. See down in there? You can't see. But now, you see now. Dead right there. That's what I'm talking about. Had to put my finger in there, but that's it. That bolt right there, you can see this comes blocks you from being able to get onto that. But this is where the thing was. Anyway, you want to take that screw out too. So there's a screw there behind this. It would have been behind that. And there's a screw there, and then there's one more in the bottom down here. I think there's just 3. I don't think there's 4. I'll tell you in a minute if I'm wrong. But yeah, definitely, if you do this job and you took the head gasket off because you thought you had bent valves, and in reality you might not. I don't know if I did or not. I just replaced them all, imported and polished the head. You know, why not? You know, hey, we got all the time in the world. Not. No, okay, look, I thought it damaged valves. It may have, I don't know. I just don't take chances. It's more time consuming. So for me, I just send it to the shop, tell them to put all the valves in it. I bought all the valves. I'm gonna quit talking. Anyway, yeah, that's the bolt I took off the bottom part. So should be 2 more of them. Keep your bolts together, people. Make sure they're the same length and whatnot. That's your thermostat. It's a good time to do that. Because yeah, once this head's back on here, getting to this crap's like nightmarish. So if you got the head off and you're doing the timing chain, do the water pump. They do make a kit that holds all this. It's a nightmare. If you're doing a timing chain and you have the head off, there is no excuse to not put that water pump in there. Because if it fails, guess what happens? It leaks out the seal and goes into the engine oil. You know, they didn't put like a weep hole anywhere. It just fails, it just goes into the engine oil. There's a seal there though. Yeah, that's how it is. Alrighty. This one's got a brand UI. I don't know who that is. This is our new one. It's an ECCPP. Sounds like a Russian part, huh? Anyway. Put that thing on there. Got a new gasket in there. Got a new gasket here. That's the old gasket. It was a little squished. Came with these new alignment pins too. Stuck those in there to line up this thing. Yeah. That's not that dirty really. It just looks horrible on camera. But okay. Kind of the finish on it too. I don't know. Yeah, it's clean. Anyway. I'll put that back in. Some of the damage here that was found. Look at that. Just polished this bolt. He just polished it. That one there. I had to hammer a socket onto it and some vice grips to reshape it a little bit in order to get it off. That's where the chain was hitting it in another place. I don't even think the chain was on the gear or the balancer. This engine must have been running like this dog crap. It must have been shaking like crazy. It was nasty. I mean, it. Yeah. And that's this. I think this was like a chain lubricator thing. But I guess I'm going to replace that because I'm pretty sure that's not how it's supposed to look. We'll see what it's supposed to look like when I get a new one. Yeah, it's just worn. There's even the water pump O-ring I took off the tube. It's like flat. It's like a tire now. Pretty crazy, huh? There's that damage there. It's insane. I mean, the engine seems okay. It's just crazy. Alright. I still gotta tighten some of this down, but I wanted to show you. That's that piece. Apparently it's got little nozzles on it. Can't really see well. Yeah, that's going in. I turned it a little bit by accident. There's a new water pump behind there too. Welcome back, everybody. So what was going on is I was using the strong Q-tip method to clean out all these holes, but then I was noticing. I was looking in this. I'm getting ready to put the head on this. You know, nice polished pistons there. Yeah. Anyway, I'm like, what's that? What is that? That's not part of the water pump in there. Look, there's more pieces. It's not aluminum. And I just put this water pump on. How did I not see these things? And it's like, huh.
I see. Okay. So stuff's hidden in here. Somehow. So I'm gonna see what we got here. Be gentle, because I don't want to drop stuff. Look at this. That's metal. The freaking chunk of metal that was in there. This sucks. It's like, I'm afraid of where else stuff might be that I didn't see, didn't know about, what might be damaged here. And keep our fingers crossed. Looks good, guys. Looks good here. I think we got all the stuff out. There's just a little bit of grime inside of here. But we got all the pieces. There's some weirdness. Some weirdness. I don't know. Here's the chain. There's a hole here. Wow. And that's just the molded part, though. I just can't believe I found those. Just keep finding things. There has to be more busted tensioner. Jeez. Yeah, we kind of rotated it some, so. I had to move it some. That is. But you can't turn it backwards. So once you do move something, just gotta use what it is. Well, our marks are right. That's all that matters. Cams are in. Noises. Do you hear them noises, Mr. Lizard? Anyway, so back to what we were doing.